Welcome back to Hytale Lore. We are standing in what is now a Hytale New Worlds modding competition winner. Skyreach Reveeds got 9th place. A fact that has not fully sunk in for me just yet. It's been a wild 2 months, you guys. It's been a wild 2 months. And I think it's gonna stay wild. Now, let's talk Poisonlands and Skylands. So, you guys voted for this. I'm gonna open up the asset editor here. You guys voted for this on the poll when the last lore video was uploaded a couple weeks ago. Now, you're not gonna be able to see the asset editor because I'm just screen capturing the game. But what I'm about to show you are things that I discovered while I was doing this whole modding process. There's a lot of unused pieces in the files, a lot of which you can access through the asset editor and actually see them in game. So we're going to go down to the weather. I'm just going to get this ready. So just to recap for you a little bit, for those who might not know what I'm talking about, in the game, we've explored these a little bit before. There are a very large slew of poison plants right here, and these typically show up in places where there is corruption from Varen in the Void that is taking place. So, for example, in the Zone 3 Forgotten Temple, I believe it is, there's some corruptive pieces on that. And then obviously there's the forest in Zone 4 that's all like poisoned and corrupted. So it's evidence of Varen's power. And we've talked a little bit about this more specifically in videos focused on Zone 6 and Zone 5 and what those might eventually look like. But in the files, we see things that actually look like references to their specific names that I just did not pick up on before. We also have, if I search some stuff up here, we have a little prefab previewer, which is very nice. So here we have our poisoned trees. We have a poisoned wall. Not actually sure what that is. Poisoned shelves. Never seen those before. God, there's always more in here. Every single time. There's always more to find. So these are for the stone circles. These are basically magic circles. We see them with a bunch of different elemental types. We explored this in a magic video a while ago. Oh, poisoned hive. I'm looking for... There we go, there we go. Let's load this prefab up and paste. There we go. This is what the inside of the poisoned stone circle looks like. Now, this doesn't, as far as I'm aware, please correct me if you have seen it, I've not seen this anywhere inside of the base game at the moment. But this is a poisoned magic circle. There's other ones like wind and earth and fire that make a little bit more sense with what we have in the game right now. Poison feels a little bit left field at the moment. However, in the game's files, there are things that reference something called the Poisonlands. So I'm going to hop over into the asset editor at the moment, and I'm going to pull up some weather. There's an entire folder in the weather section in the asset editor devoted to the Poisonlands. So we have zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have Poisonlands. I'm going to guess that this was... Oh, there's one of the Poisonlands weather effects. That this was one of the names that was being used for Zone 6. Now, whether that's still the case, or if the vision is completely changed, we don't really know. But this still remains in the files, and you can see that color that matches the little poison ooze that we get coming down from the stone circle there, up in the sky. I'm curious to see what this looks like at different times of the day. We have dusk. Let's do... midnight. Ooh... The moon color, by the way, that's me. I turned the moon blue. That's not part of the weather effects. It's just these green streaks in the sky, and then purple down here. Green and purple being Varen colors, it completely makes sense so far. Let's check out another one. That was Poison Test. Poison Test is the name of that weather effect. This is Poisonlands, and here we have all of these purple particles and a purple fog effect as well. Let's change the time of day. Let's try dawn first. Oh, okay, so the direction of the sun is violently green. Purple for the nighttime, green for the day. Let's do time set noon. And here it's settled into a purple haze again. Very fitting, very poisony. And then we have Poisonlands Purple Twirl. Oh my god, I love that. Look at those look at those little Tim Burton swirls in the sky. Absolutely beautiful. I want to see what this looks like at nighttime. Oh my goodness. Let's get rid of the hotbar. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely beautiful. I wonder if it changes at all when we're down low. This actually looks this looks really cool in Skyreach with all the glowing blue lights. This purple fog effect. Oh wait, this looks sick. I wouldn't want to use this in here. Don't get me wrong. I like what I have, but this does look really cool. Let's jump over to Poisonlands Red. Interesting, we get these red streaks running through the sky, it looks like. So, this is something interesting that I thought about when it hit the Poisonlands Red section, okay? So, let me bring back our hotbar. Actually, I do want to see. Time set noon. What does this look like during the day? Very, very red, very ruddy. Let's go back to the night. Time set midnight. We're going to... Sure, let's hop over here. And I want to get out a void portal. So, and again, look at the void elements, all purple and green, just like the majority of the weather effects we're seeing. This one, though, is a little bit more red. Here's the void invasion portal. So this pops up in the World Gen V2 when a void invasion event occurs. So this color scheme has those deep purples associated with the void environ, and it's also got these fiery elements. And I was thinking to myself, because when we look at these things like the essence of fire right here, energy once gave form to the dreams of the Crucible's artisans. Today, it merely lingers in the creatures that dwell amidst the desolated volcanic regions. We developed this whole theory about how the humans that used to live in this city called Crucible, which it looks like is going to be very lore relevant as the story continues, basically treated their world poorly, acted with hubris, and either attracted the attention of Varen or sought out the attention of Varen, and created some sort of cataclysmic event, which seems like it was the erupting of volcanoes that destroyed their land. And sometimes when you're over there, you can see... Let me grab this from the asset editor. This is the blood moon weather that sometimes occurs, I believe, inside of just Zone 4. And it does bear a resemblance to this portal here. This could be coincidence, but you know I gotta get out the red string and start piecing things together. I'm wondering if this little color pattern, and the red Poisonlands red streaks in the sky are all kind of connected, and if maybe the fact that we have the Poisonlands is a reference to what happened in Crucible, maybe what they did caused enough of a disruption that the void was able to break through, or maybe it was already here in the Poisonlands and that's part of what corrupted Zone 4 in the first place. Kind of a chicken or the egg deal at the moment, since we don't really have more information than that. We don't really know what came first. But really interesting to me. Really interesting indeed. Those are the Poisonlands weathers. I do want to check real quick. I've checked this before, but I want to check again just to see if there's anything else in here in terms of assets that I've missed, because I don't think so. We have the poison effects. We have... Oh, there's a legacy environment. Zone 3 overground poisoned. I actually want to see what this includes. It does not include any of the Poisonland weather effects. Okay. Then we have the actual poison drink. We have poison plants and everything, of which we have quite a lot. Quite a lot. We have the poison trees, which we can already see inside of the game. We have the poisoned wood, poisoned flowers again. There's a poison bomb. And then we have particle effects for the poison as well. I believe that's everything for the Poisonlands. So then we get into, if I drop back down to the weather, we get into a section called the Skylands. And the Skylands, I have to assume, would be Zone 5, which is the element of lightning. kind of made some Skylands myself here, so let's see how they look using Skylands weather. Fun fact for you, I actually almost chose Skylands weather when I was developing this biome project. Okay, so this is Skylands Light that we're in right now. Very unobtrusive. Let's see what it looks like at noon. Just really gentle. And it looks like the fog is not close at all, which seems really conducive in terms of seeing islands in the sky. Let's see what else we have. Mushroom Forest Cloudy. Oh yeah, this one I was close to picking just because I loved the shape of the clouds, and we get these little particle effects in the air that I think are absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit grayish. It feels stormy to me. Let's do midnight. Look at all the yellow that we get through here. Oh, and we're at a new moon or full moon? I think it's a full moon. And all of this yellowish effect, very thematic. So if you don't know, yellow is the color associated with lightning. We can also see, in fact, in the asset editor, that the thunder golem that presumably would be associated with this zone. Let's grab the entity tool. And in fact, is a creature that I've used in my own project here as well. Golem Crystal Thunder, there we go. This guy, let's get him in some light. Oh, and you've gone to sleep, and that's okay. You deserve your rest. Is created using these, a topaz. It has a chance to drop a topaz when it dies. So we can actually see which one of these are associated with which creatures. And it is indeed topaz for the Thunder Golem, which I would assume means that in the Skylands, you would eventually be able to find topaz as well. I would assume at least that much is still something that's planned in the game. Let's explore some more of these weather patterns. This is Skylands Mystic Forest Cloudy. And I am going to go over these names again because I think that they give really good hints as to what we'll actually get inside of the Skylands. So we have these beautiful bluish clouds here. Let's do time set. I actually want to see dawn in this. I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. Let's go to time set noon. This is one of my favorites. I absolutely love the way that this skybox looks. Then we have rapid marsh cloudy medium. A lot of words there. And we get very similar clouds, just less texture up there. I want to see what this looks like at midnight as well. Beautiful. It looks like the clouds glow, does it not? What about dusk? Gorgeous. Now, this is Rapid Marsh Stormy that we're about to see. So, same Rapid Marsh, but we went from cloudy medium to stormy. Doesn't seem to come with any audio effects right now. Definitely some pieces to fill in there. Time set noon. Oh, we get some sound in there now. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. I will say, storms overall, they need to be bigger and boomier. They are very feeble. They're wimpy little excuses for storms. This is gorgeous, though. Love the way this looks. And then we have one final one that is Skylands Sunny, which I assume, yep, just pretty clear sky. Let's go to time set noon. Absolutely beautiful. Though. I love the ambiance in it. It's still a little foggy, still a little cloudy. Let's go back to the Mystic Forest. So the names that I want to go over in here, we have Rapid Marsh. So we've got some sort of marshland in here. Then we have Mystic Forest. That's what we're currently in right here, a Mystic Forest. We've got several types of trees that are associated with the Skylands so far. Let's see if we can bring some of these up, in fact. So we have Stormbark. There's some stumps. Surely we have like a full Stormbark in here, don't we? I guess not. I guess there's no actual big Stormbarks in here yet. But they've got Oh, that's actually kind of cool. What are you? What are you? Interesting. This is actual Stormbark. This is petrified and that's burnt. Okay, so that seems a little non-helpful to what we were just talking about. Let's grab Stormbark. So this is what Stormbark actually looks like. It's a little greenish in color. Blue on the inside, a little greenish, a little yellow on the outside. And then we have the Stormbark leaves that are these very pale cool-toned gray sort of color, and then the smaller saplings and flowers and so on that are this bright electric yellow, and then we have these blue elements as well. It's a very consistent color scheme with the weather that we've seen in the sky. I like the aesthetic direction. But we do have other trees. So Skylands presumably would be Zone 5. So if we go look up Zone 5, we get all of these different tree types. Right now, these are using wood types and leaf types from other trees that I assume would be changed. I assume these are tests. So for example, if we go a little further, I think it's this one? It's this one. The bark on this one, the trunk is actually made of clay. So it's not even wood at all. I think this is just basically proof of concept for the way that these could look, but you see we still have those greens and yellows that we get throughout the rest of the Skylands as well. So anyways, in the Mystic Forest, maybe they're comprised of these sorts of trees, maybe they're comprised of stormbark trees. I like the term mystic in there. I wonder if that's indicative of creatures that we could find, or if there's more access to magic in there, or maybe a piece of history in the game that we could unlock in there as well. Very curious to see what comes, and I imagine as the chapters begin to come out, we'll see more of that and understand more of that as well. And then we have the mushroom forest as well. There's a lot of mushrooms in the game. I don't know if any of the pieces that we have at the moment are things that would be intended for use in the Skylands. Let's see if we can go down. Oh, wow. I wish I'd used some of these here in Skyreach, actually. These would have looked really good down there in the ravines. I can still add them. I'll just update the mod. Oh, these are beautiful. I love this so much. Do we have any of the large mushrooms? We have larger mushrooms down here. I wonder if something like this might be what would be included inside of the mushroom forest. But the mushroom forest is the one that has... Let's bring it back up again. These really detailed swirling clouds. It looks very whimsical, but also like not super vibrant. I wonder if the mushroom forest isn't something that's like a little bit spooky. Maybe somewhat dangerous. I do not know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And I'm curious if they give any sort of in-world explanation for the floating islands. In mine, I used the crystals, the light blue crystals, or cyan I think they're called, that are associated with the element of wind in the game, because I thought, you know, element of wind, the islands are being held aloft, and so I put those there and on the bottoms of these little floating boulders as well, just to kind of double down on that illusion. Yeah, now I do actually, before we go, I want to look and see... So there's a couple of other weather effects that are just down here by themselves at the end, and that includes the blood moon one that we looked at earlier. Doesn't look very blood moony in the middle of the day, but you can see the kind of reddish? You can see the kind of reddish cast that it puts on the landscape. Then we have the Forgotten Temple weather, which really reminds me of the Skylands weather. It looks somewhat similar. It's just we get like these banded clouds going through the sky. We have some similar kind of particle effects. They're just blue instead of yellow. And then we have a couple portal weathers. So I would assume that these activate when the portals activate inside of the World Gen instances. I've never personally experienced it, so I do not actually know. But there's the intense one, and there is the light one, both of which seem very, very similar to the weather effects that we get inside of the Poisonlands, which makes perfect sense given what we know about, you know, poison equals corruption equals Varen in the Void, and so on and so forth. Now, we are really scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of what we have left to cover in the game's lore at the moment. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, if you guys would like to wait until there's more chapters available, or if we should just keep poking around and see what else we can find. I only have one other thing left to talk about intentionally that I know that I have some things to say about, and that is... that's the wind people. Okay? When you check the poll this week and all the options are wind people, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. But that is all we have today. I hope that you've enjoyed. And once again, thank you so incredibly much for your support of Skyreach Ravines and for my construction of this over the past 2 months. the way that you guys went and played it, screenshots that you guys showed me of you guys playing it. It really, truly means the world to me. And if you haven't played it, link down below in the description. I will continue to work on it, update it to the newest pre-releases, and there's definitely more things that I want to add to it, depending on how these next couple of weeks go. Oh, and we have a Discord server. If you want to hop in and chat with us, sometimes people are chatting lore in there, and you'll be up to date on anything else that we get up to. But yeah, happy hightailing, and I'll see you in the next one.